All right, let's talk about something that I guarantee you've run into if you've ever used an AI. It's memory, or its total lack of memory. Today, we're going to dive deep into why AIs seem to forget everything and explore the really cool systems being built to finally help them remember.
You know that feeling, right? You have this amazing, detailed conversation with a chatbot. You tell it all your preferences, you give it all the context for your project, and then you start a new chat the next day and it has absolutely no clue who you are. It's like all that hard work just, poof, vanished.
Well, here's the thing, that's not a bug, it's not a mistake, it's actually a core limitation in how most of these big language models are built. They pretty much only operate in the now. But that's all starting to change, and the solution has a name: AI memory. And believe me, it's what's going to turn these AIs from just useful tools into, well, true partners.
Okay, so let's get into how this actually works. The first thing you've got to understand is that AI memory isn't just some switch that's flipped on or off. No, it's way more sophisticated. Think of it like a stack with different layers, and each layer has a totally different job to do. So right at the top of that stack, you've got what's called working memory. This is the AI's right now. It's whatever you just typed into the prompt and the immediate context. But it is super, super temporary. The moment that back and forth is over, it's gone, wiped clean. The next layer down is short-term memory. Now, this is what gives you some continuity, but only within a single chat session. It's what remembers the last couple of things you said, so the conversation actually makes sense and the AI doesn't, forget the beginning of a sentence by the time it gets to the end. But here it is. This is the real game changer: long-term memory. This is the magic layer that gives you that "it actually remembers me" feeling. This is the stuff that sticks around across all your conversations. It stores the important info that the AI can pull up days, weeks, or even months from now. This, right here, is where true personalization kicks in. And even within that long-term layer, you've got more specialized types. There's entity memory, which is for storing cold, hard facts: your name, your job, what projects you're working on. Then there's episodic memory, which is kind of like a diary for the AI. It keeps a running summary, a story so far of your most important interaction. So the big question is, how do we actually give an AI this long-term knowledge? Well, there are two main ways to do it. And honestly, the best way to think about it is with this awesome analogy. Are you giving a chef a cookbook, or are you sending them to a full-on cooking class? This really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you have RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. That's the cookbook. You're basically connecting the AI to an external library of facts it can look up anytime. It's fast, it's easy to update, and it's great for cutting down on those weird AI hallucinations. On the other side, you have fine-tuning. That's the cooking class. Here, you're actually retraining the AI's core brain, teaching it a brand new skill or a specific way of doing things. It's a much bigger effort, but it fundamentally changes how the AI operates. And here's a quick look at how that cookbook method, RAG, actually works in practice. It's pretty smart. First, you ask a question, but before the AI even thinks about answering, the system goes and fetches relevant facts from its knowledge base. Then it cleverly combines those facts with your original question. And only then, with all that extra factual context, does the AI generate its answer. Okay, so let's bring this out of the lab and into the real world, because the type of memory an AI uses isn't just some random technical decision. It's all about the tool's purpose. The goal really does dictate the entire design. Just look at the difference between something like ChatGPT's memory and a developer tool like Pieces. ChatGPT's memory is all about the chat. It remembers what you talk about inside the chat to make the conversation feel more personal. Pieces, though, its memory is workflow-centric. It pays attention to your code editor, your browser, even your terminal to help you get work done faster. So one is for talking, and the other is for doing. Big difference. Now, as you can probably guess, building these really powerful memory systems is not easy. It's a huge balancing act. You're constantly trading off between giving the AI more power and trying to manage all the complexity and control issues that come with it. This quote right here really brings everything we've talked about full circle. AI memory isn't a single feature, it's a stack. It's not a simple thing. It's a complex, layered system built to solve a very human problem for our AIs. And that stack forces developers to wrestle with some really tough questions. How much should the AI remember? How fast does it need to be? And probably the most important ones, who actually controls all this data?
And can we even trust that the memories the AI is pulling up are accurate? These are the huge challenges that people are working on right now.
Which really leaves us with one final and, I think, crucial question to think about. As these AIs get better and better at remembering everything about us, our work, our habits, our lives, who gets to decide what's important enough to keep and what it should be allowed to forget?